Buongiorno, everybody. Today I'm using up a whole bunch of things I had in the refrigerator, and I've been craving these roasted root vegetables, but I'm actually going to show you how to do them two different ways. It's really kind of similar, but just a little different, but to show you different ways you can do it quickly and all that. Garbage bowl here, because I'm going to be peeling some stuff, although today it was really nice so as not to keep you sitting watching me peeling and peeling and peeling. I did start prepping some of my stuff, but I did want to show you one of each to show you what I'm doing. So anyway, I love roasting vegetables, and there's nothing better than roasted root vegetables. And in a cold wintry time, they're just, nice. Now, mind you, today is gorgeous, and it's actually, I came down this morning, I put on these big cozy sweatpants and a sweater and fleece socks and my fuzzy slippers, and I was like all comfy cozy this morning. Next thing you know, I'm like getting stuff prepared, I'm cleaning up, and I'm like, oh God, I'm dying. So I had to go and change into everything short and leggings that are cropped and a short sleeve shirt, and I was just crazy. But it was melting. Then all of a sudden I'm like opening all the windows, and it is just beautiful here today. Sun's shining and it's just like perfect weather. Wish it was a little breeze, but I can do without the heavy winds we had the other day that was blowing everything all over Kingdom Come. And then, I had emptied a box, and I had taken some stuff upstairs, and I found a box of Angelina's stuff that she'd have wanted to get rid of, and I was like, oh, I'll play with that. She's more versed in using good makeup than I am, because I'm just usually like, whatever, I'm done. And so I started playing with it this morning, so I don't know if you can see, but like I was playing with, I never wear eyeshadow. It's too funny. So today, I'm all decked out, ready for you guys to cook for you, looking, whatever. Okay. Anyway, so I had a half of a one of the Hubbard squashes, so I've peeled some. So this is what it's like once I've taken the seeds out. So I'm gonna just put my little knife there. It is. I was just using it. So you just lightly hold on. Let me get my garbage bowl. I already saved the seeds. Just clean out the little soft inside here, because you don't want the slimy stuff. And then just peel the outside. It really does make a difference to have good knives. Huge, huge difference in your life. So make sure you have good knives. And if you ever need help, just send me a message and I'll tell you what to get. I'll spend another day doing a whole knife talk. How's that? That might actually be a good idea. And so now we've got a bunch of Hubbard squash, which isn't usually what I'm roasting, but I have it, and it's a hard vegetable, so it's going in. Now, here, let's see, do you know what this is? Can anybody tell me? It's not a potato. Here's what it is when this is a golden beet. Not everybody knows about these. Some places you can't get them. But, because I get my Misfits Market box, I get my weekly vegetables, I get some things in there that I can choose that I don't usually see at my regular grocery store, even some of the bigger grocery stores. I could find these occasionally at Whole Foods. Occasionally a farmer's market will have them, but not always. I think they're getting a little more popular now, but they're really nice. Just like a red beet, but your hands don't get all purple. And I'm doing today, this is specifically for Diane, who's one of my viewers who started getting the Misfits box just recently, and she's all excited, but she got this and she goes, is this a golden beet? She sends me a picture of it on a message. And I said, yes. She goes, I don't know what to do with it. So here you go. This is what we're going to do with these kinds of things. And you can do this with any of the root vegetables, what we're doing today. So, first I just cut off the big root end here. Root vegetable. I'm just kidding. And then I just, peel it. So I love these little knives I'm using. All my little pink handled, and what do I have? Pink and purple. They come in different, they're Opinel. They're little French knives. I'm trying to work some kind of a partnership with them. So maybe I'll be offering them to you guys soon. I do love my Pampered Chef knives, but these little paring knives, these little French paring knives are the best. And this one's curved and it just goes around the vegetables. It's a vegetable knife, they called it, and it is awesome. And it's stayed sharp, like it's, I don't know what they do to it, but it's, okay. Yeah, I did save I could have saved one of the little ones to peel in front of you to show you, you know, the orange exterior and the golden inside, but I had to save the big one because I want to show you how big and funky they look. All right, so we've got some golden beets. Now, I've already peeled some sweet potatoes. Now, this is a standard sweet potato that you're familiar with. It looks like this on the outside. Now, check these out. Let me pull these up here. Ah! Dropped one. Hold on. Good thing I'm gonna peel it. Okay, so look at these. They're purple. These are purple sweet potatoes. And these are white sweet potatoes. So I've got 3 different colors of sweet potatoes. Your standard orangey one. These are called white fingerling and purple fingerling sweet potatoes. So they're little, you know, if you want to bake them, you know, they're different. I've baked them in the oven, you know, washed off and just like this. You just slice it and you scoop out the inside. And there's something a little bit different about them. They're really good. I love the purple ones. They're all good. But anyway, they're easy and fun to peel because they're long and skinny. So you just kind of, you know, but look at when you first, I peeled those a few minutes ago. When you first peel them, they just have this, while they're still wet, they have this beautiful, beautiful purple color. It's just like fun to eat, you know. Gotta eat with your eyes too. And it doesn't take long to peel potatoes. So one of the things that you can do with this, so we're gonna do it 2 different ways. We're gonna do some in my Pampered Chef Rock Crock, which is basically a stoneware baker. Now, I also have, but it's put away right now, a Romer Toff casserole baker. It's an oval baking dish, and it's unglazed stoneware. It's, I guess it's German, Romer Toff, T-O-P-F, you know, anyway. And that's the first dish I ever used to do this kind of a dish. And in that one, you have to soak it in water, and then it steams the vegetables. It's really just beautiful. I've done them on a stoneware baking dish, which we're gonna do as well. So we're gonna do some open on the stoneware in the oven, and some we're gonna do covered in the baker. And you're gonna see they're gonna come out different, but they're gonna, and you know, one's gonna be, you know, crispy edged, and one's gonna be, you know, soft and luscious, but they're both good. Now you can do this, I do often put regular potatoes in here, but I've been trying to stay away a little bit from the white potatoes, even though I'm using white sweet potatoes. Yeah, I'm trying to do more colors in my, so this is really a rainbow of a dish. Okay, so we're just about done here. And then we're gonna add some carrots. Now I do have some purple carrots, but I'm not putting those in because I've got the purple sweet potatoes, and I'm doing something else with those for you guys real soon. So I will show you another day. All right. So sweet potatoes, I might as well do these last 2 little ones if you don't mind waiting. So anyway, I really appreciate the questions, like with Diane asking me, what do I do with this? I really would love for you guys to send me more questions. You know, ask me what to do with something and I'll find it and make sure I have it, and I'll do something with it and show you how to use, whether it's a vegetable or, you know, a cut of meat or something like that, or a pasta dish, or, you know, we'll do it together. If it's something, I really would love for somebody to throw something at me that I don't know, because I would love to look it up and we'll figure it out together. That'd be kind of fun. But I have them, so I might as well finish them up because these are the last of them. So hope you don't mind, because this is going to be our dinner today, or a big part of it. So with something like this, we're also I'm gonna, if I get a chance here, I'll go over a couple things you can do with this. So this can be a side dish. This can be, you know, you can make anything be what you want it to be. It could be an entree. You know, you can put a little pasta on the side, maybe a little aglio olio, garlic and olive oil, and and then the roasted vegetables on the side, and then a salad or some greens. You've got a perfect meal. You've got a starch, but it's a healthy vegetable starch. You've got, you know, a little bit of greens, so you got all kind of good stuff. And pasta just tastes good. And it's a good starch too if you do it right, in moderation. Okay, so we've got those. So now I do have a few carrots, and these I'm going to peel today. Is that the right peeler? There we go. Now peeling carrots I love. I don't know why. It's like some little pleasure. I do peel towards me because I have more control and doesn't go flinging all, you know how we all do this. But if you peel towards you, it makes less mess. I've found pieces of, you know, petrified carrot flung places that you didn't see where they flung ages later. So, you know, we gotta try to make as little mess as possible while we're cooking. That way there's less to clean up afterwards. So like putting everything in a bowl is so much easier to dispose of at the end instead of getting it on the counter or in the sink and you got to scoop it out and blah, 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 blah. You know how that goes. So, I mean, unless of course you have a sink with a food, you know, what do you call it? A garbage disposal. You can do that. But then again, there's some people who want to compost this, and this is all organic. So I would totally compost this. I do have a little compost bin. But in this new house, I don't have a place I'm composting yet. So way at the back of the yard, I'm going to find my little corner. Then I'm going to put my compost so then I can let it ferment over the winter and then have it for the springtime. There we go. And one last piece. I'm trying to use up everything, so, you know. And I didn't get to the carrots before I got to you guys, but that's okay. Because then you're going to see how simple this is. Because this is just about, this is the kind of stuff that when I was by myself, I would just sit. I'd sit at the table with my TV on, and I would just watch a show and peel all my stuff. And then you sit down, and it's all done, and you just cut it up, and boom, that's it. Now, the last thing I'm putting in, I think this is it. These are some leeks. Leeks, I did not grow up having. To be honest with you, I have not looked it up to see if they're like, they have them in Italy or anything. But it's just another kind of onion family, and I love them. When you roast these, the outer side might get crispy, but the inside gets almost creamy and like buttery. Oh God, they're so good. I love them. So you're gonna just cut off the root, very small. Don't waste much because it's all this white part that's the really creamy part. You can go up just to the green. If you want to peel some off and get a couple of the inner pieces, they're okay. And you can cut them as big as you want. Like sometimes I'll make big chunks and I'll cut them, good, 1.5 inches. Sometimes I want to kind of spread them out more, so cut them a little smaller. And these are actually really big fat leeks. These are nice. Now, I washed these, but then there's always, you got to be careful, because when you peel these off, there's always, no matter how good you wash them from the outside, there's always some dirt on the inside of these leaves, so I always keep so I peel off a piece, because it was getting green, and then here I still have a couple more little pieces I can get off, and then I'll cut off, take another piece, wipe it off, and I can get, these were really big, and no sense in, even if they're not quite really dirty piece, see? Let me rinse that actually, because that's really a lot of dirt. This is real, I don't want to say TV, but this is real life stuff here because, it's not all prepped with the dirt, with not having dirt. Now see, if you got to be careful when you get to these little pieces where they hit, then what happens is then these pings, because there was a slit there in the leaves, and then these open up. So just be careful. You can place them in tightly somewhere. Let's see if I can get one more piece out of this. Now the top pieces that are green are not as tender, but they still have a lot of flavor, so even if you don't eat it, they're flavoring your dish. Now that one had, let's wipe that off. Okay, so we got those beautiful pieces, and I got one more here. Yep, nice and clean. Okay, and then this dark green we just get rid of. Now those pieces, if I wanted to rinse them all off, they'd be great to put in water and make a broth out of. As long as your vegetables are clean, you can take all the skins and just boil them and make, you know, some broth and then save it for another time. So just an idea, always use everything you've got. So, you know, everybody's, you know, for years, everybody was like, well, how did you feed 8 people, 6 kids every day? I cooked and, you know, had to shop for and all that. And it's, you know, you just do it. You do it, but you don't, you know, when you start questioning everything you do, oh my gosh, how am I going to do this? Oh my gosh, how do you do this? You know, you just make it worse. You're just thinking about stuff you don't need to think about. Just saying. Okay, so now let's put the carrots in that little bin. And we got everything all organized here. One last thing. Let me just go ahead and chop up the squash, because I didn't chop it, I just peeled it. Now in general you want to cut things in similar sizes, but you know that some things will cook faster than others. Like a sweet potato will cook faster than a white potato, and a beet will take a little longer. So what you want to do is get to know your vegetables. Hello vegetable, how are you? All right, I'm in silly mood now. Anyway, get to know your vegetables and which ones will cook faster. And what you do is, instead of just always making them exactly the same size, you do want them similar because you want to be able to pick up a couple pieces on a fork or something. But if beets take longer to cook, cut them a little smaller, because then they'll cook more evenly with the things that are softer. So just a little tip. These squashes actually cook pretty quick, so I'm leaving them a little bit bigger. And that's it. Okay. So let me just put, oops, I'm not trying to pick them up and I've got my handy dandy thingy here. Put those back in the bowl. Everything here is almost ready. You know, got the giant, yeah, got the giant beet. So I cut them in half and then I cut them one more time to make, you know, cubes, sort of, kind of. So I'm gonna cut these in quarters. So down a couple times that way, a couple times this way. That's 2 big pieces there. Now I know I have made fresh mozzarella before, but I am going to be doing it again in the next couple of days. So I figured, what the heck, you know, people have asked again to see it, and I'll do it again live, maybe even this weekend. I'll see when I have the time, but it will be something that, you know, it's not something you do all the time. It's kind of more fun to watch, but if you do get the chance to make it, even if you do it just for special occasions, it's really fun. And it's tasty, and it's just, you know, just like anything else, it's rewarding. And if you live in any areas where there might be a dairy and you can get fresh milk, or you can get fresh curd, I should say, you know, that's always nice. Okay. Wow, those are really beautiful. This is such a beautiful golden color. It's like sunflower yellow. It's really beautiful. And the beets are done. And last but not least, the sweet potatoes. Oh, let's see. And my oven is already on I've got it on 400. You want to make sure it's a nice hot oven. Otherwise, they're just going to get mush. But if you have a nice hot oven, they're going to get crispy on the outside. Now, see, sweet potatoes, sometimes you just can't get through them. And yet, it's funny. They're the hardest to start with almost, but they're you know, cook quickly. So, you know, everybody's got to be different. So these little ones, I just cut them in half, and then I'm just going to cut them in a couple little pieces. These purple ones are real. This one's really skinny, so I'm just cutting it straight. Look at this little skinny one. So I'm just gonna cut it in pieces. But the white ones have little fatter bulb at the bottom. Yeah, I know. I made you, watch me today chopping all these vegetables. The good part's coming right now. I really thought I was getting ahead, There we go. But I guess I wasn't as ahead as I should have been. I need an assistant. Anybody want to move in with me? Somebody can chop for me while I'm doing stuff. I need a production team. All right, and last two. And one more little green one. Green. Look at me. Green one. Purple one. Losing my color eyeballs here. All right, I don't think these are all going to fit in here, but let's see. All the pretty colors, though. All right, well, we've got some in there. We'll leave some here on the block. Okay, so we've got 3 different colors of sweet potatoes. We've got golden beets. We've got Hubbard squash. We've got carrots, and we've got leeks. So here we go. So I have 2 different things I'm going to show you here. So this is my roasting pot. One of them. I've got a bunch of them. So this one's actually glazed on the inside and the outside. Very nice. It holds the heat in. It's just awesome. So what I'm going to do is some of these veggies I'm going to throw in here. So we're going to put some of these in here. Some of these. Some of the sweet potatoes. Make sure I get some of the different colors in here. This is gorgeous. And then some of the leeks. I'm going to put some of these in here. Okay, so this is a nice full pot of vegetables. One more in there. Now, the key ingredients are olive oil, salt and pepper, and then the rest is up to you. So you have to have, so I'm going to use some nice sea salt. I'm putting it on first because if I put on the oil first, then all this oil, the salt is going to stick to, one spot. Here at least it sticks because they're damp, but not quite as much as the oil. We're going to put in some black pepper. I like black pepper. Now, if you like spicy, you can always put a little bit of hot red pepper in here if you want. Okay. Now, I have some of my Italian oregano from the mountain in Roseto. I have some fresh rosemary that I dried. So, rosemary is really nice in here. Put just maybe a little bit, or you can put a sprig in, just get the, so this is all dried, so I'm just kind of making it powder here in my hand. Putting a little teeny bit of that in. Oh gosh, that little teeny bit, it was probably like 6 little things. Just a little, half a pinch. Because I don't really want it to be oregano-y, but it does give it a nice flavor. Now this is my mix that's got hot red peppers and oregano and other parsley and basil and stuff. And garlic that sometimes I put in stuff. I'm not using it today, but you can use stuff like that. I have used it before. Not in the mood today, so I'm not doing it. So now we're going to olive oil it. And you want enough olive oil, not overdoing it, but you want enough that you can hand toss it, or you can use a spoon if you don't want to get your hands all greasy. I'm fine with getting my hands all greasy. So we're going to just kind of massage all of these. Just be careful with the leeks that you don't pull them apart. If you're worried about that, you can put them in last. But you kind of want to get them in there too, kind of around, because they flavor everything also. So, wipe the greasy hands. You're going to see this. And it's so pretty. So I'm going to set this aside for a second. So I never finish anything until I make sure I've got the space for it. Now this is a stoneware baking, you know, just a basic flat sheet pan, but it's stone also. Actually, I think I have more leeks here. I'm going to put a couple more in here. Doing multiples. Oh, you know what I didn't throw in the other one? I didn't put any carrots in it. I'll throw a few. I didn't have that many carrots anyway. Okay. Throw a few carrots in there. And now, the beets. There's one that fell down. Now, probably going to throw a few more of these. Because you really kind of, when you're roasting the vegetables on a flat sheet, you really want them to be in one layer. Because this is a whole different texture and flavor profile than it would be in the pot. So here's what we're going to do. I'll bring this back over. And I'm just going to simply, let's see. You know what? So I'm going to put a little bit on this little tray. I have a lot more than I thought I would. But I really want these to be single layer. I'll put a couple of purples. It's all the same. I mean, they're going to cook differently. You can use a regular cookie sheet. This is like a half sheet. Let's put 2 carrots in there. I really just want this to be in a single layer so that everything gets the heat. Okay. Now, I'm doing the same thing I did with these. And you're going to be amazed at how you're doing exactly the same thing. But, and if you use pinch pots, little tip, always use the salt before you use the pepper. Keeps the pepper from getting in the salt. Ha-ha. I know it's a stupid little thing, but when you just want salt, you don't want to see little black flecks in it. Oops. Ice cubes. Reminds me I'm thirsty. A little bit more here. Okay. So, like I said, you can do it. Let's see. With, you know, I'm going to make this little tray. A couple extra pieces. I'm going to put a little hot pepper on it. Just because I know Carlo likes hot peppers. I've got hot pepper flakes right here. And Carlo's my veggie lover. Well, we all are, but, you know. Put some extra pieces in there. There we go. A little more hot. Okay. Now, a little bit of olive oil. A little bit of olive oil. And we're going to massage our vegetables. Massage, don't you feel better? Okay. Spread them out. And same thing with this one. Make sure that they're all nice and oiled. You want a good oil with this because that's a big part of the flavor. Okay. Oops, wait a minute. Let me give, because I threw a couple more pieces on top of here. And you're going to see the difference in these dishes, how they come out differently. So, we now have 3 beautiful trays on 3 different kinds. So we've got stoneware crock that's going to be covered. We've got a stoneware, you know, baking dish. And then we've got a typical metal, stainless steel baking sheet there. So, I'm going to do this. I just remembered that I forgot to take out one of the things in the oven that's going to be in the way. While it's hot, let me set this aside. Okay, so because this is tall, I need space. So I'm gonna put this in and put these in. These will probably cook a little faster. So what you're gonna end up with is these are, oops, leaning. These are gonna get crispy edged, be soft on the inside. You can cook them until they're just be able to stick a fork in them, or you can let them cook a little longer if you like. These are good just to eat as a side of vegetables with whatever you're making. They're also good later, cold. You can keep them in a container in the refrigerator, and you can put them on a salad. You can just have them cold. I pick out them as snacks. I swear they're so good. So a lot of things you can do with this, and it's definitely worth making a whole bunch because, like I said, you can keep a dish in the refrigerator, throw some in the freezer, and then all you got to do is warm them up. But like I said, they're really good on a salad, or even tossed with some pasta with some olive oil and a little extra garlic. I don't put garlic in here. This, I like the leek flavor kind of to permeate it all, but you can totally put garlic in it. Oh my God, this is heavy. So I'm gonna put that on one side. I'm gonna put this next to it because it's only a half sheet. And this one I'm gonna put on top for now. Okay, now I totally could have done that the other way around. I could have taken out the top rack, put the one set on the bottom, but it's on stoneware. It's gonna get so hot that it's gonna cook from the bottom anywhere. So, you know, that's that. But I'll post pictures of this later, what they look like, and then you can see. But they're really good, and that's what you do with your root vegetables. You can roast them or bake them. Like I said, the ones that are in the crock, those are gonna be softer. They're not gonna have hard edges unless I take the top off. Then the top might crisp up if I want it to. But they're gonna be more soft and tender and, you know, I guess in a way you could say a little more elegant of a side dish. The roasted ones are more hearty and more, you know, earthy, so to speak, but it's all so good. So let's go see what we can talk about today. You never seen a stoneware baking sheet. That is a Pampered Chef baking sheet. So there you go. And if you want one, you can get it from me. It really, oh gosh, does it make beautiful. You know, it's great I make bread on it, my rolls on it. It comes out really nice. But I also make those, you know, I make so much at a time. I have 2 of those stoneware sheets, and I have like, gosh, 6 or 8 or 10 of your typical stainless steel, you know, baking sheets, cookie sheets. The squash was a Hubbard squash, but you could use a butternut, you could use a Cinderella, a fairy tale, the sugar pumpkins. You can use any kind of squash you want, as long as this is good hard squash. An acorn squash, a delicata squash probably wouldn't. Well, yeah, you know what? Delicata squash, you can actually eat the skin, so you could just cut that up in little chunks. That would probably be good too. I ate one of those yesterday. Oh, that one I just did really simple, and I don't have one here now because I just cooked it. But delicata squashes are kind of like, they're oval-y. They're just kind of, they're all the same. You know how some squashes are bigger at one end. This one is, you know, long and just kind of like the same size all the way down most of the time. And they're like yellow with like green striations in it. They're really yummy. Anyway, and they have a yellow inside that's very mild and very tender, and you bake it. And I just yesterday, just to do a quickie little snack kind of, it was kind of like a little half lunch, I just cut it in half, put them face down, and baked them. Oh, so good. And just scoop it out. You can scoop it out, or you can cut it and eat the skin, you know, either way you like. That was kind of a long cooking thing because I did a lot of peeling and a lot of stuff, but I hope that you enjoyed it and that you learned something from it, and that, you know, you're not afraid of some of these root vegetables. Now, there's other root vegetables that I don't particularly use just because they're not of my, you know, ethnicity or my comfort level or my taste buds or my just, you know, experience. But I have used them before because I've gotten them in my box before I was able to pick and choose what I wanted. But like parsnips and turnips and there's other root, you can, there's, you know, yucca and, what else? There's other ones that, you could use and do the same thing. You know, I tend to stay with the more colorful things. All of those are kind of white on the inside. And so, but they're good. They're good. And so you can try, you know, anything you like, any of the roots. this is a way that you can do them two different ways: roasted on a sheet so that they're getting all the heat, or roasted in a pot where they're getting the heat in a different way and they're staying more moist. So that's just two ways, besides all the soups and the purees and all the other things that I've shown you over the past couple weeks with the squashes. But this is just two more ways that are so good. I do love red beets. I didn't have any today, otherwise red beets would have been in there. Could absolutely love beets, all kinds, red, gold, you name it, I love them. So those are always really good. And so that's it. And you know, if you don't have any leeks, you can quarter, you know, or put chunks of like a sweet onion or a purple onion or a white onion, anything, you know, the red onion, whatever, red, purple. I love the way in the food world they interchange red and purple all the time, you know. So anyway, I'm gonna let you guys go. It's been a, oh gosh, it's been, I don't know how long it's been. I don't know what time it is because my computer's just worthless right now. So I hope that you guys have a good day. I hope that it's sunny and pretty like it is here out where you are. And I will see you all again very soon. Tomorrow I'm going to do a little Pampered Chef thing to show you some of my products. Not during the morning, sometime in the afternoon. I'm not sure what time yet. So stay tuned and watch for that. I'll post it and then you can come on in and see if there's something you're interested in. Okay, I will talk to you guys later. Have a wonderful day. Make some good food. Bring it back to the table. Ciao. So here I am. I just took the roasted vegetables out of the oven. So I'm going to see if I can turn this around so you can see them because they're just gorgeous. Okay, so these are the one in the tin. So I guess the stainless steel baking dish. And then these here are the ones in the stoneware baking dish. But look at how beautiful they are. They're roasted and just yummy. So that's that. Now the other ones, actually let me show you, are still in the oven. These are going to be a little bit longer. So there they are. They're still covered up. I was able to stick a fork in them, but I want them to be just a little, I want them to cook just a little bit more. A couple pieces were still hard. So these first ones that are in the baking dishes took about 35, 40 minutes. I was trying to remember. So say about 40 minutes. But again, it depends on your oven. So you want to test them, you know, about a half an hour in. If you can stick a fork in the hardest vegetable and they look like they've got some little crispy edges, then they might be ready. If you want them a little softer or you want them a little crispier, it's up to you. Just keep an eye on them in those last 5-10 minutes. But that's it. So I hope you enjoy this. And I hope you try it really soon and send me pictures. Ciao.